in. I watch Sarah Elizabeth. I watch her too. She shares a lot on her lives. She's built a really good channel. She's built a very good audience. And she works hard for repeat people coming in. You know, I'll take the long way. It's beautiful around here. I thought I'd go live one more time, share what happened tonight. I left the house at 6 and I completed 3 deliveries by 8:22. That's no lie. I did squeeze in an Uber with that first long wait with the Indian restaurant. I should have left Uber on and take. Oh my God, there's nothing's working right. I hope you hear. I just watched a video how slow it is in her market. And she spoke about Super Bowl Sunday, Valentine. What's going on? It's just move. It just keeps coming in and out. The connection. Just, I guess there's a bad service. I didn't think it was going to be this difficult, but today was like pulling teeth. And I don't even know if I'm allowed to turn here. He's not honking, so I guess everything's okay. I went and got a bottle of wine because I'm just so aggravated. It's time to take another leap. It's time to put it all on the line again. I'm going to start my work week on Monday, and I'm just going to work a few hours during the day. I am going to focus on building up my shopping business, and we go look and see what else is out there because this isn't working anymore. This isn't even worth the part-time income anymore. It's bad how little these companies are paying anymore. It's bad how little these companies are paying and how far they want you to drive. I'm telling you, if customers didn't tip, there'll be no point. I just accepted a Grubhub. I can't believe how long I waited. 3 orders done from 6 o'clock when I got on the road till 8:22. I was dropping off a Dickie's barbecue from Freeport to Wantar, and if I didn't squeeze in an Uber in between, and I should have kept the Uber on, I would have made less. It was really bad. Now, what I did notice, because now I took a step back, I parked in a parking lot, I thought about what I was going to do, and I said, you know what? It's time to do other things and find other apps. I'll just work during the day, during the week until the transition completes, because this isn't worth it. I could be doing so many other things. And I feel bad for the people. Like what I noticed tonight, I went to that Indian place, and this is what I witnessed. It was already 6:20, 6:30, and they were calling in staff. They only had 2 people there. They had a bunch of drivers out in the parking lot, walking around, pacing and waiting, because now that's a learning experience. They didn't know to squeeze in another order with another app. They have to go through the learning curve of working smarter, not harder. And they were calling in staff. 2 people walked in. It was like 6:45. That's really late for staff members to come in. Their dining room was filled. When I was waiting, people were walking up to the place. They were waiting in the bar area because of everything opening up now and the mandate of masks not being, no more mandate of masks in the restaurant. People want to go out. People are going to go back to the way they were living their life before, in my opinion, the pandemic. It did a lot of damage to a lot of places that struggled to survive through a very horrible time of being forced to earn less, to work harder, to earn less, and their full staff should have been there at 5 o'clock. They needed to call in for help. And I saw one guy run into the back, and I saw a girl come in with a coffee, and they were like, take this table, get in there. Because they don't have the people. They got so used to running the show with two people in the front end, being the bartender, taking the money, to-go orders of regular customers, picking up their orders, not enough kitchen staff. Now, I pulled up after I dropped off the third order, and now it was already almost 8:30. I pulled into a strip mall, and these are busy places, someplace in Seaford, and the staff, that they were full house. These restaurants were packed, and the little bit of staff that they had, because that now it's a shock. We're going to be open for business again. There's an opportunity to earn money. People want to come out on the weekends. Yes, people like going out on the weekends. People like to dine. They need to hire staff, and they need to be better equipped, because then you're going to have long wait times. And now you got people ordering for the tablets more so than they were before. There's not a bartender on. The staff is doing both. Meanwhile, you got people hanging out at the bar. And I noticed that. I noticed that at the Indian place. And I noticed that when I was in that strip mall, there was a couple of leftovers strolling a party of 6 at 7 o'clock because they want to live again. They were forced. Everybody was so forced for so long. They suppressed the entire world, that now there's going to be a struggle to get everything up and running again, and to get motivated people to have that motivation to want to work. Restaurant people, when I did it, we lived for it. The weekend was busy. We made money. Go for it. You know what I mean? They don't have that kind of staff in these places. I witnessed 2 places. I was like, wow, they can't keep up. I went to go get a bottle of wine, and the front walls are full windows. And I was in the business for years. And I'm like, these people don't know what to do. They're doing the best they can, but they are in shock of the wait at the bar, people strolling outside. It's kind of like a summer night. You have 3 people trying to run a whole dining room, and it's cruel. They need more staff now. Now, these businesses that took a hit and the businesses that made it, now they have to get used to paying more staff, because now they have to sense, we're going to be busy. We're going to go back to the way it was. We need to have full staff here, 5:30, ready for the dinner rush on a Saturday night. That's what I witnessed. And I sat there and I paid attention and I watched, and I said, they're not ready. And the wait for the food to come out, because I'm sure they're short-staffed in the kitchen too. It's going to be a transition to the way it was before the pandemic. The damage has been done, and the people that made it now have to adjust it yet again. The businesses, the owners, have to adjust again to realizing what's going to be the norm. Is this what's going to happen every weekend now? We got to be more prepared. And it was kind of weird because, like Sarah Elizabeth mentioned, and many other channels, Super Bowl Sunday is tomorrow. So we didn't know what to expect. And Valentine's Day on a Monday, everything is really screwed up. I'm grateful I earned anything tonight, and I'm calling it a night at 9:30, 9:40 on a Saturday night. But I feel, for me, this was a sign. It's time to take another leap. It's time to take another chance. It's time to make a change, because I never wanted to do this full time anyway. I did it the first 2 years because I banged out a lot of debt and I was earning a lot of money. but I do enjoy the industry, and it's just not what I want. I would rather be doing something else and be out and about. I want to be a diner. I'm ready to change my life in a different way. And I'm ready to meet someone who wants to do that with me. And that's something else I'm working on too. But everything takes time. Oh, what's going on? Rideshare Lisa, visit her channel. What up, family? Yeah. Yes, exactly. You get it. And now I know you're in customer service, Lisa. Now, I would think even like I noticed today, I went food shopping and half the people didn't have masks on. The moment I saw that, I walked right in. Half these customers don't have masks on because it's being they're saying that it's not mandatory anymore. In schools it is, but in restaurants and places of business like you go when you go food shopping and places like that, people want to feel normal again, and I'm with them 100%. I'm not looking to be like I'm a fraidy cat or I'm nervous. I just it's time to live regular again. Uber before they went public and shortly after they were paying well. Yup, you got that right. The race to the bottom is what I call it. I'm even going to shut my car for a moment. There was no doubt. I mean, I was at Five Guy Burger. I got a decent one. Merrick pickup, Merrick drop off. Grubhub, $13. You know, they're pretty fast. And I was there for 5 minutes. I usually wait 5 minutes. And I heard the guy's phone go on. He was like, "Shh." And I said, "Excuse me, is Uber sending you really little pay?" He was like, "I say no all the time." He goes, "What are you doing?" I said, I'm doing a Grubhub right now. But in the past month, I've noticed Uber really bad. Like, if you don't get tips, they ain't paying. They're expecting you to drive for $1. And he was like, "It's bad." You know, he said, "How's Grubhub?" He had DoorDash and Uber on his phone. He goes, "And Super Bowl Sunday," he goes, "It's weird." And I'm like, "Yeah, I figured that had something to do with it too." If I came out on a Saturday night, I usually suck it up till 11 and stop crying like a baby. I'm calling in a night at 9:40. I just don't want to be out here anymore. And I did 3 deliveries. I waited for that first one, which angered me because they accepted it. They confirmed it at 6:20, and I was driving away to go drop it off at 7:20 in Freeport. The customer calls me, "Did we miss you?" And I said, "No, ma'am." I pulled over in Merrick. I said, I'm in Merrick in front of Mickey D's. I pulled over. I said, "This place, I waited over 30 minutes for your food." She was like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry." "Not a problem. I'll be right there." It was a decent payout. It was almost $14, but not for waiting an hour. And I'm really grateful that I took an Uber. I should have left Uber on and took two and went there because they couldn't keep up with in-house people. People want to be out and about. They want to socialize. They want to drink. They want to go out to dine. They want dinner. It's a way to socialize. Let's go out for the night. I just can't believe now we're going to watch the transition of going back to a new normal. I don't want to say what we used to be because that's not the case anymore. Gas by me is 3.89 relative to the city. Cheap relative to the city. Uber is now blocking the addresses. Really? You'd be shocked how many individuals take low offers. And that's another thing I want to talk about. I know it's getting really bad out there. Like, I saw the pandemic as an opportunity, and I worked harder than I ever did before for new opportunities. I'm joining better apps. I'm getting more responsibility jobs, and that's what I like. Building my own shopping business. I feel things happen for a reason. But there are people out here that they're newbies, they have no clue, and they are taking the low offers because they're desperate. They're desperate. They need the money. And I can guarantee I should have carried cards around with me to promote Get Upside Up the past month. I can guarantee none of them are saving money on gas, and half of them are not writing off their miles because I meet people, they go, oh, I write it down. I'm like, they're not writing it down. Sorry, they're taking an educated guess. If you're working these apps, you gotta teach yourself how to use an app to track miles and hand it into your accountant, your tax preparer, whoever. You don't have to be an accountant to prepare taxes. You know what I mean? And I know they're not writing off their miles. These, I feel we are going to witness people working for free by choice out of survival from them losing their jobs. Now there should be plenty of jobs. If you need a job now, if I really needed a job, like if I had to and I didn't want to do this anymore, I would go back and serve and I would go into a smaller place and probably do very well for myself and make good money. I wouldn't go to a big place. I would go to a small town place that I know are going to be busy every Friday and Saturday night and then earn my $150 and walk away. I wouldn't sweat it if I had to. So this is now where robotics come in to help the food industry. Ooh, I'll move back for you. No worries. Think this person. Oh, it's picking her up from work. Got it. I'm in Freeport on Merrick Road. A lot of these places are just closing up now, all these little stores. Yes, that's why I invested in Flippy. I have to take the time to figure out where that's headed. I would love to find out when that's going to go public on the stock market. IPO, because I own 55 Flippies. Remember, I told you I bought that? And there's other robotics coming out into play that I've been researching that they're going to start in Las Vegas. And it's very specific. I can't remember the name, but it's for Asian cuisine and like sushi and stuff like that. And it's a specialty robot. And it's a chef. I can't remember the name. And I should, they keep sending me notifications. Right now, if you spend a minimum of $1,000, you could get shares for 95. It's pre-IPO. You learn all that because this is where robotics come into play. Those specialty machines that are banging out sodas with the clear top that they're sealed. I can't remember what that's called, but that's a part of Flippy, that that company. Absolutely, 100%. Um, it will speed up everything, but there will be places like I witnessed tonight. You need real people to, people want to go out and dine. They're getting either their fancy water or their wine, a couple bottles of beer. They want someone to tell them the specials. They want to sit at the bar and have a cocktail, then go into the dining room, and then afterwards maybe have a dessert cocktail at the bar on the way out, dessert at the bar. You know, people want to start living again. And to a lot of people, going out once a week is a social thing. It's something to be enjoyed and appreciated, and give a good tip to a good server. It's enjoyable. It's relaxing. It's recreational. But a lot of places, yes, robotics is coming into play. The jobs that are plentiful are lower paying. And yeah, and a lot of people don't want to do that back-breaking, lower paying jobs. But you know what? The people who are lowest on the pole, they can do those lower paying jobs. And they could make a good living out of doing it. That's all they can do. There's help wanted signs everywhere in jobs that most people don't want because the food industry is backbreaking. It's backbreaking.